Morning, fifth graders. Today's math lesson is going to be a little bit of review, kind of talking about the differences between area and perimeter and trying to identify again which numbers need to be used in each of those scenarios, in each of those situations. So I really want you to focus on the numbers that I'm showing you in each of these figures, and then eventually the formula or how we are going to solve these problems moving forward. This lesson today should seem very familiar. It should seem like something that we've pretty much already done. It is very much a review, but it is leading us into a couple of difficult or more difficult lessons in the next couple of days, guys. So just be aware of that. All right, so as we look at this first section here, we see figure A, and you can see that we actually have two different questions for figure A right here. Okay, so we got figure A perimeter, and then we've got figure A trying to find the area. Okay, and so this lesson mostly is about trying to discern the difference between the numbers here. Obviously, guys, this is a triangle. Okay, 1, 2, 3-sided figure. Okay, but you can see that we have four numbers. Well, how do you have four numbers for a three-sided figure? Obviously, we have different numbers that matter for us. So that's what we've been trying to talk to you about when finding the area of a parallelogram, and also trying to find the area of not irregular triangles, but triangles that aren't right triangles, that we don't have that perfectly perpendicular line. So we really need to take into account the numbers that we need to use in each of these instances, guys. All right, so as we look at figure A, we can see that there's two 10s, a 9, and an 8. If we are trying to find the perimeter, again, I'm going back, boy, at this point, guys, probably a couple of weeks, and even towards the beginning of this unit, we talked about perimeter and what perimeter actually meant. And perimeter means the outside length of a shape, which means these are the numbers that are important. So that 8 that is dead center in the middle of that figure means nothing to us. That has nothing to do with perimeter, and we shouldn't count or take that into account when trying to find perimeter. You can only ever have as many numbers as you have sides of the shape, or the polygon in this case. All right? So for finding the perimeter of figure A, guys, we are going to have one 10 right here. We are going to have a second 10 right here, and we are going to have a third number, which is 9 right here, and we're simply going to add. Remember, perimeter is taking those and we're combining them, adding them together. So we end up with a perimeter, a length of the sides of 29, and a label, again, almost as important as the answer itself, of just straight centimeters. It is not squares. It's not how many squares fill up the inside of it. When we are looking for the outside length, we are simply labeling it with whatever unit of measurement we are using. So instead of going across, guys, and doing all the perimeter first, I want us to stay focused on the same shape. And so we're going to answer question 4 here now, with the same dimensions, with the same figure, all those things in play. So now we're switching gears. Let me get the 29 back up there. I erased it a little bit too much. So let me get the 29 in here. All right, so now as we look to try to find the area, now we're looking for the space inside of a two-dimensional shape, and we now need to find that perpendicular height, that straight up and down. Remember, we said when we measure someone's true height, they are standing straight and tall. You cannot measure something that is leaning over and determine a height. All right, so in this case, guys, we have a base, because again, area of a triangle is half of the base times the height. Okay, or base times height divided by 2. Again, however you want to phrase that or word that, you will get to the same answer. So we are looking at a base in this case of 10, and in this case, this is where that 8 comes into play. We cannot use the leaning 10. We can't use the leaning 9. We have to use the height of the 8 on the inside of the shape. It is why the 8 is written there. So that's kind of a dead giveaway. Every time we see a dotted line, guys, included in a shape, it has some significance. In most cases, it is used to determine the absolute height of that shape. So as we look at this here, we see now that we have a height of 8. So this formula, or this problem, is going to become base of 10 times height of 8 gets us to 80. All right, but then we have to remember again, it is a triangle, so we have to divide by 2 or cut that in half. And so the area of figure A is 40 centimeters squared or square centimeters. Again, either one, as long as we have the fact that we are looking for the squares inside. Two-dimensional shape. All right. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. We're going to go to the next shape here and show you one that's also got a dotted line and also has 4 numbers for us, but that dotted line is outside, and that's because we have a very unique triangle here. We have an obtuse triangle, and so if I were to try to find the height, I have to find that tallest point. So we're coming all the way up here, and if I'm going to draw a straight perpendicular line, I have to extend that base because the base is so short. Now I'm not going to use any of this dotted line in terms of measuring for the base. I'm simply using that to identify that it is a straight line to get out there, and this is a straight line coming down here, and this is going to be our height. But when we are talking perimeter, so problem number 2 here, that 3 means nothing. It is not part of the shape itself. And to find the perimeter again, we're simply going to add the 3 sides of this triangle together. So 6 plus 4 plus 2. So the perimeter of figure B is 12 centimeters. All right, and again, that's 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12. We don't need to use the 3. It is not part of the shape itself. We do use the 3 when we come down to question number 5. All right, and now we are looking at what is the base of this triangle. So what is it? Where is our perpendicular lines? We've got to use this, the dotted lines to tell us that. So this 2 is actually going to be the base, and this 3 is going to be the height. So you've got a 6 and a 4 there. They mean nothing. They are not straight up and down. They do not create a perpendicular line or a right angle. So we need to look for that right angle. And in this case, we've got 3 times 2, which is 6. And we are looking at an area of only 3 square centimeters, or centimeters squared, which seems really, really odd to have something that small, guys, but that is the case. We've got a base of 2 and a height of 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and because it is a triangle, we still have to divide by 2. All right, I'm not going to do that third one there. I'm going to scroll down here just because I'm kind of running out of time on my video. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to do some of these with the parallelogram as well. So, only difference now, guys, is that we have a 4-sided figure instead of a 3-sided figure. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You still see that we have 3 numbers. Now there, again, doesn't seem to match up right. 4 sides, 3 numbers, but what we should know about any parallelogram or rectangle is that the opposite sides are equal. So even though we don't have a 4 up here, this is 4 centimeters. Even though we don't have a 6 over here, this is 6 centimeters because opposite sides are equal in parallelograms. All right, and in rectangles, which is a specific form of a parallelogram. So again, kind of going to do these 2 different things together. So looking for the perimeter first. Just because we change the shape does not mean we change how we find the perimeter of a shape. Even with a 4-sided figure, we are simply adding those 4 outside numbers together. So in this case, I'm not just going to add 6 and 4 because they give me 6 and 4. That's only 2 numbers, and I've got to have 4 sides, which means 4 numbers. So 6 plus 6 is 12. 4 plus 4 is 8. 12 plus 8 is 20, should be our perimeter for that figure D. And again, in this case, it is 20 centimeters because we're simply measuring the lengths of those sides. But when we look to the area now of that parallelogram, guys, again, we didn't use the 5 because it's inside the shape and perimeter is on the outside. So as we get to this now, we're looking for that indicator of a perpendicular line or a square corner. So now this 6 and this 6 don't mean anything. We are looking for the base that is connected to that perpendicular line, which in this case is 4. So this is, excuse me, I'll just write a B there instead of a 4. The base of 4 and a height of 5. Now in this instance, guys, we're not dealing with a triangle. We're simply dealing with a 4-sided figure. So the formula for finding the area here is area equals base times height. We didn't divide this by 2 because it's not a triangle. So in this case, it is 20. 5 times 4, 20 centimeters squared or square centimeters. And the only difference between those 2 answers, guys, is the label. Like we said, the label is as important as the number is. All right, last example we're going to do today, and then I'm going to put some practice problems out there for you to do on an exit ticket, so please make sure you're getting there after I complete this next problem. All right, figure E. Again, same thing. They only give us 3 numbers. We're going to look at problems 8 and 11 here because we want to keep it on the same figure. Again, just like we talked about with figure D, guys, we have opposite sides are equal. So we need to remember that there is a 4 here and that there is a 7 here when we're trying to add these numbers up. I can't just say that the perimeter is 11 because 7 plus 4 is only a 2-number problem, and this is a 4-sided figure. I need to have all 4 sides accounted for. So in this case, I've got 7 plus 7 is 14, and I've got 4 plus 4 is 8 for a perimeter, in this case, of 22 centimeters. Adding these numbers up, 7 plus 7 plus 4 plus 4. All right, and that is the perimeter. The area, guys, is now going to, again, not take into account our leaning height of 4. We don't need to use that for that. We are looking for that perpendicular line that they are indicating for us here as a dotted line in the middle. And so we end up with a situation with a base of 7, okay, and a height of 3. So in this case, we are looking at 7. Area is 7 times the height of 3. Base times height. All right, and that gets us to 21. And again, square centimeters. We're looking for the inside squares, or centimeters squared. Now, remember when we are answering our problems in Schoology today that we cannot use the exponent. So we're going to look for that little abbreviated label of SQ and then whatever it is we're dealing with. If it's centimeters, meters, feet, inches, whatever, probably the abbreviated of both would be the best, just because, but I will try to put as many options for the label in there as I can. All right, good luck with today. Hopefully it goes well, guys. This should be review for us. And then know that tomorrow's